Hi, I'm Mike Ricker from FlorStar Sales, and I'm here to talk about Sono Eclipse and Elendura from Inhaus. Very excited. I will tell you, this is my favorite product that we've kicked off in the last 10 years. And we're very proud because we were part of the development with Inhaus in coming up with this revolutionary product. Now, Sono Eclipse will compete in the category of rigid core products with SPC and with WPC, but it really belongs to no current group of products. So it is a category unto itself. So the thing that makes this product very, very unique is the construction and the performance. First of all, the construction is important because it is PVC free, phthalate free, and plasticizer free. That is very unique among residential products. If you do commercial work, you'll know a lot of healthcare facilities, nursing homes, hospitals don't want phthalates or plasticizers or PVCs used anymore because of the health risks. This is the only residential product that really is at the cutting edge of that whole movement. So why is PVC and plasticizers and phthalates bad? Phthalates and plasticizers is a chemical you add to plastics to change their physical characteristics. So you add them to sheet vinyl to make it more flexible. The challenge though with those products is they don't stay in the product, they migrate out over time. That's why if you think about a 50-year-old roll of sheet vinyl, it probably would not be installable anymore because it would be so crispy, you wouldn't be able to unroll it because the phthalates have migrated out. So the same with SPCs and WPCs today. In several years, they will not have the performance they have at time of installation. So you could have some lock issues. The joints could give way if they're not, in perfectly flat subfloors. This has none of those products in it. But if you have a customer come to the store that has kids with asthma, a cancer survivor, for example, my sister is a 2-time cancer survivor, and I put this in her house because she wanted something very safe without any risks or any chemicals. This product is made in Germany. And as I mentioned, plasticizer, phthalate free. It actually meets the German standards for toys. There is virtually no off-gassing with this product. It would be comparable to a piece of fruit as far as off-gassing. So very, very safe. Great if somebody comes in, again, with a kid with asthma. Maybe they have a daycare in their house or they're doing a daycare room. Great product for kids to crawl around on because, again, meets the German standards for toys. So that's the number one, is it's safe. Number two is it's environmentally friendly. All of the SPCs and WPCs and other rigid core products, 99% are coming from Asia. A few percentage now are made here. But all those products are pretty much non-recyclable. So the thousands of containers that we're consuming here a day will eventually be in our landfills. They're considered to be dirty plastics and non-recyclable. This product is all number 5 blue bag recyclable across the country. It is a homogeneous product, it is one layer, and it is made out of one substance. So as its useful life is ended, it can be cut up, ground up, and put right back into the ecosystem and recycled into another product without having to separate the pad or anything. So again, homogeneous product, made out of one substance, printed directly on the core, no layers to delaminate. The pad is also revolutionary. Original Sono did not have a pad because they're waiting to develop this pad. So Eclipse now has an attached high density pad, and it's made out of the same substance as the core, only it's frothed. Couple advantages of that is they apply the pad before milling it. So your pad will go from edge to edge and from end to end with no gaps. So there's not going to be pad hanging over an end, making installation more difficult and having to be trimmed. There's not going to be a void of pad at a locking joint causing an issue with the lock. It'll be perfectly applied to the back, and it's permanently attached. So you can glue it down with the pad attached. So if you have a room that's going to be used by somebody with a wheelchair, locking systems aren't recommended for that, so you can glue this down with the pad. You can glue it down the stairs with the pad, no issues at all. And the other benefit is, as they're milling it with the pad on, all the waste is ground right back up, put back into the product for a closed loop manufacturing process. You don't need to remove the pad to recycle it or to reuse it. Again, the product itself is direct print technology. So instead of having a paper roll or a roller printing it, This is printed with a huge inkjet printer. The advantage is you get 3 times the unique visuals. So you can have these bolder color movements without your eye noticing it 1,000 times repeated in the floor. So whereas an SPC or WPC usually gets 6 unique visuals, and half of those are the same print, only reversed 180 degrees, this will have roughly 16 unique visuals for every decor. So it truly is a unique visual. You're not going to see the same knot in 180 degrees. It'll be a true unique visual. So 3 times less repeats, which is very important. Original Sono also was embossed all over. This is embossed in register. The reason they didn't emboss in register originally was the repeat issue. You'd have to have a platen to put the graining into the product, and that limits the number of repeats you can have. So what they've developed now, instead of using a platen or a roll to emboss it in register, they actually use a second inkjet printer that prints with acid, and actually the acid is what raises the grain here, so you can feel the contour of the grain exactly. So very cool technology invented just for this product. So unique visual, embossed in register, and the other cool thing about this product is the finish itself. It's not a melamine like laminate, it's not vinyl, so people will say, is it a 12 mil vinyl, is it a 20 mil vinyl? There is no vinyl. This product has an Excimer cured lacquer finish. Super, super durable, much more scratch resistant than any vinyl. And the advantage is it'll outperform a 30 mil vinyl with the Excimer cured lacquer finish. And unlike a vinyl finish, if this does get scratched or gouged, it can be touched up using touch-up markers like you would on hardwood, and you won't even notice where it's at. So very cool finish. Again, outperforms a 30 mil vinyl without any vinyl content. Much more scratch resistant than vinyl. The other cool thing about this product is the sample I'm holding is what they call a quick to market sample or fast to market sample. Unlike traditional samples that are made out of swatches, you make the product, you ship it to usually China where the labor is cheaper. They lay the samples up, glue it to a board, ship it back. It takes 9 months to kick off a new color. And you're not going to get consistency of sample. So how many times do you have a sample where a customer chose it, they get the floor, they say, oh, there weren't that many darks in the sample I saw, there were more lights. This is a printed sample. So every time I get this sample, it'll be this exact board. It'll have the proper amount of mineral, the proper amount of darks, lights. Everything will be reflective of exactly what you're going to see in the finished floor. So it is a microcosm of what you're choosing every time versus somebody saying, that's not what the sample looked like. So that alone is a great reason to have samples made this way. They're also easier to transport. They're very light. Actual piece of product. It doesn't have a backer board to add weight. So you can carry 3 or 4 samples home easily at the same time. And again, a great representation. The labels printed right onto the product, so they cannot be the wrong label. You can feel there's no embossing on the label, so you can show the customer how exacting the embossing technique is. Has a QR code, you zap that, it takes you to a room scene of the product and all the latest installation and warranty information on the product. So incredible way to make samples, fast to market, a lot less expensive. We can have a new color kicked off in a matter of weeks versus a matter of months. The product, again, another key advantage is it's inert. It doesn't expand and contract. It's not thermoscopic nor hydroscopic. So if you put it in front of a southern facing patio door, unlike vinyl, it's not going to raise off the floor as it expands. The hotter this gets, the more it wants to conform. So very, very forgiving to install. You can do a whole first floor of your house without having to have T-moldings or transitions. Just leave your customary expansion around the perimeter and you'll be fine. You can use it in unheated 3-season rooms, in cabins that don't get heated in the wintertime. It can go in full bathrooms. So you can do the whole first floor, no transitions, the same product. Very cool installation. It is a drop lock. You just install it, teeter it in, and then tap the end joints down with a rubber mallet, and it goes very quickly. Comes in great wood tones. We actually sent our #1 selling wood products over to Germany, and they scanned it using a huge scanner and came up with an almost exact replica of our #1 selling wood pattern in Sono Eclipse. So the capabilities there are tremendous. Also comes in some very good tile visuals, 24 by 48, and the drop lock makes the tiles very easy to install versus a lot of angle equivalents out there. Same high technology, same durable finish, same dimensional stability, and the same quick to market samples. Again, the only drawback to these samples is the bevel is printed, it's not an actual bevel. But when you lay these on the floor and compare them to actual product laying down, visually, they're identical to what the product will look like. So you just have to explain that to the customer. This product has evolved over the last few years into being just a tremendously forgiving product and just a very high performing product. The only feedback we got was, it competes nicely against 20 mil products on the marketplace, but if you have a property management situation or a builder situation, it could be a little more expensive if they're looking for like a 6 or a 12 mil SPC. So we've kicked off Elendura, which has the same bells and whistles. It has the same core, the same attached pad, the same performance, only it's been, a few of the features have been reduced. So instead of an embossed and register, it's an overall embossing. It's a slightly thinner product, and it's a angle lock versus a tap down lock to save a little bit of cost. But it gets it into a much better price range with a 12 mil SPC market. And again, the Eclipse competes very nicely in the 20 mil. This gives you an option for the builder market that's looking for a price point product. You'll also notice the visuals tend to be more overall and a little bit less movement. A little more meat and potatoes, which is what that market wants as well. So having great success with this on the new home housing market. It performs, unlike some SPCs where if you put them on a basement and you don't use the recommended 6 mil poly, they can cup. This is never cupped. It's totally inert. It is truly a waterproof product. And it performs way better than any SPC or WPC that I have encountered on the marketplace. So that is Inhaus's Sono Eclipse and Elendura lines. Again, residentially, the only truly safe, phthalate-free PVC product that I'm aware of that exists today. If you're interested, please contact your FlorStar Sales representative and they can give you more information. Thank you for your time.